So I am so looking forward to hearing this special concert. And thank you to all of you who were flexible with the weather, with your arrangements of time, adjusting your days. We're delighted you're here. This is going to be a very special afternoon. So on behalf of the church, our pastor, Scott Herr, who is here, we thank you so much for joining us, and it's now my joy to turn this over to Tom Butterworth, the chair of the New Canaan Chamber Music Society. Tom.
Thank you, Dee Dee. Oh my God, we're doing this, aren't we? This is exciting. I want to welcome you all on behalf of the board of the New Canaan Chamber Music Group. But before I welcome you on behalf of the board, I'll mention their names. Tom Nisley, you can stand up and say hello to people. Tom Nisley, Michael James, Susan Gelvin, Tracy Carl, Bob Doran, Tom Nisley, Tom Stadler, Jane Fox. This is a hard-working board, and they're incredibly gifted. Apologies to those who were inconvenienced because of the change of dates. When we encountered a weather forecast on Thursday of 40% rain for Saturday night, we decided that was time to bag it, and I guess we made the right call. We have some cooperation in the heavens. Now let me introduce our artistic director and piano virtuoso. He showed up in town about a year ago, and he asked people, would you like there to be a permanent chamber music series in New Canaan? And about 1,000 hands went up in unison. Apparently, Andy is widely known and appreciated here. So he's a product of New Canaan High School. He then went on to tour widely and play the most famous concert halls in the world. My friend and a great guy, Andrew Armstrong. Andy.
Thanks everyone for showing up. What a great turnout. And I think we're almost going to fall in love with music in this way. It was supposed to be a big compromise, but it's pretty comfortable out there, right? Holy cow, New Canaan, I just can't believe what we've done together in a year. And I'm not going to gum up the works before these great artists play Beethoven, except to introduce them and let them hit it. We are so lucky, so privileged to have in town with us this weekend Jennifer Frautschi on violin, Edward Arron on cello, and Gabriela Diaz on viola. And we thought, you look around, you see people of all ages. We've got kids here. My own 3-year-old, Gabriel, is here. We have people of all ages. Oldest one here, Beethoven turned 250 last year. So he's really reeling in the years with Steely Dan at this point. But this is a youthful work of Beethoven. This is Opus 9, number 1. That means Opus 9 means it was his 9th published work. He was still a young'un. It was in 1798, so he would have been 28, and he was determined to make a very big splash very early in his career, and you'll hear that from this first movement. We're doing sort of a flight. You get a flight of wines or a flight of beers. We're doing some wonderful little samplers for you today. So here's just the first movement of Beethoven's Opus 9, number 1. In a string trio, there's nowhere to hide. That's why we had to get the best of the best for this concert. All 3 musicians will play as soloists. They'll blend together. They will sometimes sound like people whispering intimately in privacy, and they'll other times sound like a symphony, just the 3 of them. So it's fun to listen to the different themes chasing each other around and just listen to the mastery of Beethoven. We hope you'll enjoy it. I want to speak for 30 minutes in gratitude to all of the people that have to come forward to make something like New Canaan Chamber Music happen overnight like this. And that's really not a great show. So I'm in a horrible position here. But I think that Tom Butterworth told you the names of our board, and that's a good place to start. I won't relist their names. I'll just tell you the board is everything you would dream a great chamber music board would be. We laugh. The hearts are huge. The generosity of spirit is incredible. There's just a sense, for me, and I think I can say this for the whole board. You ever walk on a beach and you see a sunset, or you find a shell that's so special and it makes you so happy, and then there's that secondary feeling that it feels a little bit incomplete if you can't share it with someone special. And that's what great music has always been to me, and that's what great music is to our board. And each one of you that comes to love this art form, we open our arms, we welcome you, and be a part of what we are sending forward into the world. Come and share what you loved with your friends for whom it might be new. So I'll leave it at that. And I'll just say one other special thanks, something that couldn't make it into the program because we had such a last-second angel descend on us. For the concert today, we have a world-class piano from Pro Pianos in New York City. Every time someone asks me to go pick out a great piano for a concert series, I go into New York City and I play at all the great places. I do my due diligence, and it always ends up being Pro Piano. It's just always Pro Piano because they have great instruments. And the genius behind Pro Piano is Ricard de la Rosa, who's with us today. He lives in Pound Ridge. And like an angel, he descended on us and made this great piano happen for us today. He's somewhere back there. He's easy to find. He's just standing straight back. He's got a great hat on. And he's got a good sense of humor. So I think I'll cut short there. Thank you, Ricard. Thank you. And now we'll dive into some chances to spotlight our three great string players, three duos. We'll begin with Amy Beach's Dreaming, which was originally written for piano, but was very much improved when she transcribed it, adding the cello to make it even greater. You will hear French Impressionism in this Dreaming. You will hear it start as though it's just someone's most tender, heartfelt thoughts, but it slowly throbs and grows with this French Impressionism. And if we do it right, it should feel like a great Bordeaux washing over your ears, if you'll follow that crazy metaphor with me. And it's a great vehicle for our incredible cellist, Edward Arron. Gabby Diaz is back for us. Gabby told me a great story when we were rehearsing. We're going to play for you just the second movement of Rebecca Clarke's Viola Sonata. It's an incredible piece. The British-American composer, Rebecca Clarke. It's like, to me, I don't want to embarrass Gabby because she may totally disagree with this. I hope she'll tell me. To me, this is some elves from some faraway world. You will hear exoticism, and maybe they're from another planet. And they're mischievous and endlessly playful, and they're probably not going to do any real damage, but that's not an absolute guarantee. But they're mostly just cheeky. But anyway, we were rehearsing this, and Gabby just sprang this on me. She told me that her parents, when she was a little kid growing up, her parents are musicians, and they played this piece all the time. So she grew up sort of playing on the living room floor, listening to her parents play this piece, which I just find that such a romantic image, such a great kind of thing to have. So she's kicked me around a little bit sweetly, so that I might try to keep up with her on this. It's a real quicksilver little thing. We hope you'll enjoy it. Ladies and gentlemen, Jennifer Frautschi is back. What's that? Just in time, she says. This may be many people's favorite part of the program. It might be my favorite part of the program. This is William Grant Still's Mother and Child, and I urge you to open your phones whenever, even now, and look at Sergeant Johnson's lithograph, Mother and Child, on which this piece is based. It's deceptively simple at first glance. It's incredibly poignant. There's so much maternal beauty and feeling in this lithograph. William Grant Still's daughter said that this Mother and Child might have been his favorite piece of all that he composed. And I think my friend Frederick and I were talking about this just before the concert. It's funny, Salieri was incredibly famous when he was alive, and now nobody hardly ever plays his music, and things wax and wane. William Grant Still was born in 1895, and he was famous in his day, and there was a bit of a waning, and I think the greatness of this composer is truly becoming known to all of us. There's great waxing to his fame, I think, now, and rightly so. The circumstances of this composition are quite special. He was standing astride the classical music world and Hollywood, and so he was offered his biggest paycheck of his life to write the music for the movie Stormy Weather. And he's going to kind of set up his family for good with this. He's pretty delighted. And he started writing music, and he started seeing the stuff coming out of the chute. And he didn't approve of what the movie was, how the movie was depicting his people. He said, we're reinforcing really negative stereotypes, and I don't want to be a part of this. And he walked away from it. And instead of writing the music for that movie, he chose 3 great works of art and wrote this suite for violin and piano of 3 little pieces written about those 3 works of art. This Mother and Child is the second movement of that. And so he went inward, and he did something of much greater meaning to him. And we're all so blessed by the fact that he did that. We hope you'll love this. There's tenderness, there's vulnerability, and I think maternal care. There's a certain fretful kind of ardor that you hear at a certain point. It makes it all the more real. We certainly love playing it. We hope you'll enjoy it. while the others return, I'll take a moment to say sometimes just the breadth of how many great pieces there are in the the tradition of classical music can be a little bit daunting. And I would just invite you, any piece that you like on the program today, it's listed, several places. Go chase down different performances and listen to different people read this music. It's like actors, everyone will read a part differently, and listen to 3 different people play William Grant Still's Mother and Child. Or I guess 3 wouldn't make sense. You'd need 2 or 4 or 6. I said that wrong, but odd number wouldn't work. Same thing with this Dvorak quartet we're about to play for you. We're giving you just a taste, the 2nd and 4th movements. But if you love it, go home and find different recordings of it and listen to how different people play them and make them a part of your. It's so fun to make them a part of your kind of cellular level being. Wake up hearing them in your sleep is kind of a nice feeling. Dvorak is a bohemian, kind of late romantic. We have Brahms to thank in large part. Johannes Brahms was a great supporter of Dvorak. There's a funny saying, I guess 12 years before Simrock asked Dvorak to write this quartet that we'll play for you, because Dvorak was so famous that it would make sense for him to publish some of his music and make money on it. 12 years before that, the publisher Simrock was getting a letter from Brahms saying, hey, I've just received some music from this kid, Antonín Dvořák, pronounced Dvorak. It's what it says in the letter. And it says, he's quite talented, and more importantly, he's very poor. So it's a great thing that he shared. So this is Dvorak, kind of like Gershwin loved to listen to great jazz and bring that into the classical world. Dvorak was enamored with music of different folks, peoples throughout the mountainous regions around Bohemia and Moravia, and he would listen to great melodies and import them into the classical style, and it gives some of the kind of amazing special flair and flavor to his music. The second movement, the first one that we will play for you, the slow movement, could very well be one of the great melodies ever written for cello. You sort of feel like the cello was built to play this melody, and I feel like the melody was written for Edward Arron to play it. I feel like he owns it, yeah. He's paid down the 30-year mortgage, and he's got the title. And the finale is, if there was Moravian rock and roll, this would be it. It's just a wild ride. You got to buckle up, make sure you're taller than this sign, and we hope you'll enjoy it. And I'll tell you right now, you're not going to escape after the Dvorak. We've prepared a tiny little encore for you, and we don't even care if you clap. We're going to play it because we worked on it and we like it. But you can go home while we play it if you like. But we hope you'll enjoy. Wow, thank you. We heard you listening out there. Thank you so much. Like I promised, we're not even going to leave the stage. We're just that determined to play a little Piazzolla for you. Do you all know the name Piazzolla? He's an Argentine bandoneon player and loved the tango and made it his own. And this piece is called Libertango. It's an arrangement for the four of us. Another fun story about Gabby Diaz. I said to her, do you think you guys could do some kind of drumming on the instruments and some cool little sound effects? And she texted me back. She said, extended violin techniques is my thing. What is it? My jam. She's my jam. I messed up the punchline. My jam. So we hope you'll enjoy it. Thank you for being with us. We feel to the tips of our fingers like this is the start of a really beautiful thing together. So thank you for being with us, and we'll see you next time very soon. Thank you.